Welcome to the Energy Roundup. This is a channel where we discuss the latest matters regarding energy in the UK and around the world. On this channel, we cover anything to do with matters surrounding energy. As this is a new channel, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. Now carrying on with the video, in recent times there has been growing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Although the conflict is only between these two countries, the knock-on effect it has to other countries is seismic. According to the BP Statistical Review of World Energy, Russia's top 5 pipeline gas consumers are Germany, Italy, Belarus, Turkey, and the Netherlands. Its top 5 liquefied natural gas consumers are Japan, China, France, Spain, and Taiwan, again according to the same source. Although all the countries listed aren't in Europe, Russia do supply energy to plenty of more European countries. For example, among European Union countries, Slovakia is the most dependent on Russian oil and petroleum products. In 2020, Russia was the origin country for 78% of the country's total imports such as commodities. Netherlands' share of total oil and petroleum product imports was 21%, which then again shows how reliant European Russian oil. Not only European countries import large amounts from Russia, but the US does too. In 2021, imports from Russia accounted for 8% of all US petroleum imports, which included the 3% share of crude oil imports and the 20% share of petroleum product imports. America gets most of its crude imports from Canada and Mexico. Despite Russia's trade relations with all of these countries, Putin was accused of taunting Europe in an anti-Europe Christmas advert. In an advert put out by the Russian state media, the video was a warning that freezing Europeans will be reduced to eating their pets next year if they continue to support Ukraine, in a video message being branded bizarre. Commenting on the advert, Igor Sushko, a former race car driver who was born in Ukraine, tweeted, "Propaganda ads coming out on Russian channels available online in Europe to instill fear in Europeans through energy terrorism." In the advert, the mother takes her hands away from her daughter's eyes to reveal they have bought a hamster, with a red ribbon tied in a bow on its head. The girl looks pleased, and the family hug one another. Christmas 2021 flashes up on the screen to indicate the time frame. Then Christmas 2022 appears on the video to show that a year has passed. The father places the hamster cage on the table. He then wires it up and it is seen to be powering the Christmas lights. As the hamster continues to generate electricity, the family are sat in an otherwise dark room in Christmas jumpers. The video then moves from Christmas 2022 to Christmas 2023. There is still no lighting in the house and they are eating a watery soup, dressed in coats and hats. The man pulls the bow tie from his mouth. The mother then puts her finger to her lips to indicate that they should not let anyone know that it is the hamster they are eating. During the video, there is no lighting in the house and the family can be seen eating a watery soup, dressed in coats and hats, in their own home. The video ends with a message that reads, "A Merry Anti-Russian Christmas." If your media doesn't tell you where this is. Many people were seen reacting on Twitter. Prior to the conflict with Ukraine, Russia supplied 40 to 50% of the EU's natural gas imports. In August, Russian President Vladimir Putin turned off the taps on a major pipeline to Europe. As a result, fuel prices dramatically increased, putting strain on the economies of Ukraine's allies and meaning that many have been left unable to heat their homes. Many have depicted the message and have come up with a slogan that reads, "In a year, Europeans will have to resort to eating their own pets, unless they appease Putin now." This has left many Europeans scared, with their countries also confused and clueless at how to respond. Given how big of a supplier Russia is to Europe, this is a big problem. Many believe that the factor aggravating Putin is that many countries, such as England and the US, are funding Ukraine, which Putin does not like, as this provides Ukraine with security assistance for training and equipment to help Ukraine preserve its territorial integrity, secure its borders, and improve interoperability with NATO. Since 2014, the United States have provided approximately $24 billion to Ukraine, and the UK is Ukraine's second largest military donor, committing $2.3 billion in 2022. Along with this, the UK has provided £220 million of humanitarian assistance to Ukraine, making England the third largest bilateral humanitarian donor. The message at the end of the video could mean that to appease Putin, they would have to stop funding Ukraine. Russia's power on the world stage is supported by its vast reserves of oil and gas. Since the invasion of Ukraine, Western countries have stepped up sanctions, including initial efforts to ban some of Russia's oil exports. but expanding and enforcing an oil embargo will have wide-ranging consequences on all sides. In a worst-case scenario, in which there is no piped Russian gas and low-demand destruction, it is estimated that Europe would still have enough gas to get by, but they would have to endure the coldest winter of the last 30 years. If a full shutdown was to occur, this could drive European household energy costs up about 65% to around £512 a month, according to estimates by Goldman Sachs Research. Industries like chemicals and cement in Germany and Italy might have to cut their gas usage by as much as 80%. Although England could survive the winter without Russia's supply, this would require a further investment and much more time by the UK to make it sustainable. In the long term, a total loss of Russian oil exports would be very damaging for global GDP in the short and medium term. Much higher prices would drive demand destruction, less economic activity, to rebalance the market. Toby Rice, who runs the country's largest natural gas producer EQT, told the BBC that the US could easily replace Russian supply. "We've got the ability and the desire to do more," he said, estimating that the US has the potential to quadruple its gas by 2030. Rumors that Russia could shut off their gas pipelines to certain countries will be very bad news to China, who was set to overtake the EU as the main consumer of Russian natural gas. If Europe can replicate its own maximum rate of deployment by nuclear power, it could push out Russian gas within 6 years. If Europe could do this at a faster rate, like historically achieved by Sweden, it could push out Russia within 3 years. Germany has already decided to take action by replacing all Russian energy imports, most notably natural gas, by as soon as mid-2024. Thanks so much for watching till the end. Please like, comment and subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you never miss a video. See you next time.